Hi, Amanda. How are you? Can I contact you now? Are you at home right now?
Oh, hi, Aaron. It's rare for you to contact me. Is something wrong? Is there something work related that you need to discuss with me since you're contacting me like this?
It is really so unusual for me to message you. And are you implying that I only contact you for work-related matters?
Are you complimenting me or belittling me? Well, let's not get sidetracked. Let's get to the point quickly. I have work that needs to be taken care of by tomorrow.
Well, never mind that. As you wish, let's get to the main point. I didn't contact you about work. I was just curious, since you're home today, does that mean you don't have a date with your boyfriend?
Boyfriend? Are you talking about Jack? Unfortunately, I don't have plans with him tonight. But why do you care about my date with Jack?
Why do I care? Are you really asking me that? Well, it seems you're just as clueless as usual.
Aaron, what's the matter? Why are you suddenly messaging me? Also, what do you mean by something strange? I don't understand. Are you trying to say that I'm slow and I haven't noticed anything? What are you talking about exactly? I don't understand the meaning. Can you explain it properly instead of joking around?
Okay, let's just stop joking around then. Before I explain it clearly. So even you, my slow senior, can understand? What kind of relationship do you have with Jack? For example, have you been on a date or had a meal together at home recently? Have you done any of those kinds of things with Jack?
Well, if you ask me, I don't think we've been doing those kinds of things recently. Also, Jack hasn't responded to my calls or messages lately. Plus, we haven't even met recently, so maybe we won't even contact each other anymore. It seems like we might break up.
Oh my, that's too bad, isn't it? Then let me ask one more thing. Based on that, are you going to break up with him?
Break up? Well, as a possibility, it could happen. Judging from his behavior, Jack might have changed his mind. Or, more simply put, he might have found someone else he likes. We might not even see each other anymore. That seems to be the case.
Oh my, that's unfortunate, isn't it? Amanda, do you feel regretful right now? Do you feel frustrated that Jack was taken away from you?
Aaron, you're the one that needs to stop joking around. I already answered your questions, so can you please answer my question? Why have you been asking me all of these things? Also, every time you speak, you keep mentioning Jack, Jack, Jack. So what's going on between you and Jack?
Well. Don't worry, you'll understand soon enough. I just wanted to know how it feels to have a rich and handsome boyfriend like Jack taken away by someone else. That's all. Unfortunately, I've never had the experience of having my boyfriend stolen from me, so I'd like you to teach me all about it.
If that's the case, let me ask you one more thing. When did I ever talk to you about Jack? You don't even know his contact information or anything about his profile, right?
Well, that's true. I guess I can tell you the truth. Remember the girls' party we had back in college that you and I attended? At that party, Jack came to pick you up and you introduced him to me. Maybe you tasted too much wine while cooking at the girls' party and your memory got fuzzy, huh?
Come to think of it, I remember going to the bathroom before I left. I think I saw you talking to Jack intimately while I was gone. Could it be at that time?
Bingo! Exactly that time. Well, you went to the bathroom after having a little too much to drink. Jack and I exchanged contact information, so we've been dating since then.
Since that time, while I was gone for a little bit to the bathroom, you two had that kind of friendship.
He's not surprised, are you? Thanks to you going to the bathroom, I was able to meet my ideal boyfriend, Jack. And since he was my type at first sight, I stole him behind your back. And it seems like he liked me just as much, so it was easy to steal him.
Oh, well, you're like a sneaky cat burglar. So maybe that's why Jack hasn't been seeing me lately.
Yes, as you guessed, he's been seeing his new lover, me, and spending time with me. Thanks to you being slow, I was saved. I was able to have many thrilling secret dates with Jack, you know?
I see. If you point out that I'm slow, I guess I have to reflect on it too.
Thank you for your words of sour grapes. By the way, friend, do you remember this?
Remember what? Remember what?
Back in college, Frank had a crush on me. Remember? You know the guy who was your boyfriend before? The one you liked so much that you wanted to marry him?
Frank. Oh, yeah, I remember him. And when I think about it, you were the reason he changed his mind.
Oh, that's such a nostalgic memory, isn't it? I dated him because he had a nice face, just like Jack, but he was boring and serious like your friend, so I dumped him easily.
You just dumped him? Honestly, you're like a child. You play with your favorite toy and then get bored with it. So you threw it away, just like what you did to Frank.
Say whatever you want. That's my way of life.
Later, my friend told me that Aaron seems to have stolen several other people's boyfriends besides Frank. And when I introduced Jack to you, I thought you would jump at the chance. I may have underestimated the greed and obsession of a thief cat like you.
Oh my. Are those compliments? Thank you very much. Well, I hate to say it myself, but it's true, isn't it? It's all because the men I've met so far have fallen for me. I'm really too charming for my own good. Oh.
Do you know what it's called when you praise yourself? Self-praise. And because of that, did you not realize that your female friends at the last girls' night out were looking at you with disgust? And when you appeared with me at the girls' night out, they muttered, "Why did she come?"
I don't know what you're talking about. As I said earlier, the problem is that I have too much charm, that's all. Besides, he's your precious boyfriend. Shouldn't you make sure to keep him close? It's not because those women who didn't do that and those who got taken away didn't have any charm, right?
You're shameless to an impressive degree. It's actually refreshing to think you were this much of a villain. Why couldn't I have noticed your true nature until now?
Thank you for your kind words again. Well, it's always the fault of my dull senior and other charmless women. Anyway, friend, please give up thinking that you'll have any luck this time, too.
Then let me ask you one more thing, Aaron. Are you really dating Jack? And how far has that relationship developed?
What's with these questions? Why are you trying to achieve this by asking me this? You don't really think that if you ask that, you'll find a way to get back to Jack, do you?
That doesn't matter to me. As my final request, I just want you to answer the questions I want to ask. Are you really dating Jack? How far has that relationship developed? What's going on?
Well, if you insist, I can answer as your cute junior. Yes, we really are dating, Jack and I. And to be honest, I wanted to keep the secret a little longer. Actually, I'm pregnant with Jack's child, and that's how we managed to get engaged.
What? You're pregnant. And that's how you're getting married to Jack?
That's right. And to tell you the truth, I quit my job to get married to him. Now all that's left is to wait for our wedding to start and our wonderful newlywed life to begin. Well, I'm really sorry that I've enslaved him with my charm twice now. And thank you so much for accompanying this wonderful man that is Jack.
I see. I can't believe it ended up like this.
I answered your questions. So now can you answer mine? How do you feel now that Jack was stolen from you and I even got pregnant and married?
Well, if we had been dating normally, as you say, I probably would feel frustrated, but that's not the case. I'm not feeling upset. In fact, I'm grateful to you. Wow, I never expected things to work out so well. Thank you, Aaron. You're good at playing dumb, but I never thought that I would be saved by you.
Huh? Wait, what are you suddenly talking about? What do you mean by gratitude? Are you saying that you're grateful because I took your boyfriend out of jealousy and spite?
Unfortunately, I'm perfectly sane, and I am truly grateful for you. Before I reveal everything, let me ask you something, Aaron. Did you get pregnant and marry him just to spite me?
What? What are you talking about? Of course not. I just wanted to marry Jack because he's cool, and I got pregnant because I wanted to.
Oh, I see. LOL, sorry for asking such a dumb question. Anyway, congratulations on your marriage! And thanks for taking that man off my hands, Aaron.
Wait, what are you talking about? What's so funny? If you're trying to make fun of me, I'll get seriously angry.
Well then, let's stop making fun of each other and get to the point. The truth is, Jack and I stopped being a couple a long time ago.
Huh?
And right after I introduced him to you, I broke up with him. I didn't want you to know that we had already broken up. Because I thought you wouldn't be interested in him anymore. I was afraid you would lose interest in him, so I kept it a secret until now.
What's that? I don't understand. If that's the case, then why did you and Jack break up, Amanda? It's ridiculous to let go of such a handsome and wealthy guy like Jack willingly.
Jack isn't as good as a person as you say he is. At first, he aggressively approached me saying I was just his type, so I decided to give him a chance and accept him as my boyfriend because he seemed honest, friendly, and had a good personality. But gradually, I began to see his true nature and wanted to break up with him.
His true nature?
He's a possessive guy who gets angry easily and has stalker tendency. He's also a mama's boy and is in debt.
What?
After he revealed his true nature, he became increasingly difficult to handle, and I wanted to break up with him, but he wouldn't let me go. I was afraid he might hold a grudge against me, so I took advantage of your personality to make him break up with me. Thanks to you, Aaron, I was able to let go of Jack.
Wait a minute. What do you mean by that? He's a possessive stalker with mommy issues and in debt? I never heard any of that from him. And that's impossible. Jack was kind and tolerant to me, and he never got angry and tried to control me.
That's the same with me. At first, he was an honest, friendly, kind, and tolerant guy. But gradually, his true nature emerged. Even if I talked on the phone with a male coworker for work-related reasons, he'd get angry and accuse me of cheating. He also demanded that I share my GPS location with him, which was abnormal and made me feel like he was dangerous. By the way, Jack is capable of doing his job and earns a decent living, but he also has a side where he wants to show off. He spends more than he earns and makes stupid purchases on his credit card. So his debt has become quite large.
That's a lie, right? I can't believe Jack was that kind of guy. I thought I could marry into a wealthy family, and today I even resigned from my job.
Well, good luck with that. But he's cool, faithful, and makes a decent living, so what's the problem? Well, if you ignore the fact that he's a big spender.
This isn't a joke. This isn't funny. Jack asked me to stay at home and support him, so I was planning on living a leisurely life without working. This is like being deceived.
I think he just wanted to feel at Amanda with you staying at home. He asked me to do the same thing, to quit my job and stay at home with him. It was too one-sided, so I refused, naturally. After that, he got angry and made a fuss, but I managed to get through it somehow.
Why did you introduce him to me? Huh? Why did you introduce such a man to me? Are you trying to get back at me for stealing your man?
Get back at you? Well, I did feel like I wanted to repay you for snatching Frank away and treating him so poorly. But I don't remember ever introducing Jack to you as someone I wanted you to date. Besides, you went and started dating Jack on your own, and even carried his child. In other words, Aaron, it's completely your own fault.
That's not. Are you kidding me? How am I supposed to let go of that man? How can I ever break up with him?
I don't think it's appropriate for you to ask me about that. I don't think it's easy for Jack and you to break up. Well, now that you're married, the restrictions will only get worse, won't it?
Well then, why don't you just go out with Jack again? It's that simple. I wouldn't have tried to get involved with a guy like him if I had known, and besides, he was originally yours. So I'll give him to you, Amanda. As long as I get my money from Jack, I'll be fine.
Aw, dear, I thought you'd come to that conclusion. But that's such a pointless idea. Unfortunately, there's no chance I'll start over with someone like Jack. Besides, I'm getting married soon.
Huh? What did you say? What do you mean by that? Explain.
Well, it means exactly what I said.
I'm asking. What do you mean by that? Answer me.
Actually, I've been in contact with Frank, the guy you dumped. Frank felt responsible for having relations with someone other than me when he broke up with me and started dating you. But after being easily discarded with the words boring man, Frank realized how shallow he had been. So he came to me and said, I was really foolish. I'm sorry. And begged me to at least let us be friends since we can't start over. Even since I started dating Jack, he's been considerate of my position and hasn't contacted me. I have to admit, his behavior is admirable, but it also makes me remember the feelings I used to have for him. And during that time, I've been dating and going through a lot of trouble. Frank has always been thinking about me and worrying about me more than anything else. Then, after going through a lot with Jack, when Frank approached me again, I decided to trust him once more. So, now I'm engaged to Frank, and we'll be getting married next month.
What's that supposed to mean? There's no way things would turn out like some dramatic story. So what is it then? Are you saying that you were able to be happy because of my ex-boyfriend that I dumped? That there's luck and leftovers, and that if someone throws something away, someone else will pick it up? That's just ridiculous. There is no way you would be dating my ex-boyfriend.
No. You were the one who took Frank away from me in the first place. By the way, Frank has blocked you now, so there's no point in trying to contact him and get back together with him.
Why? Why would Frank have a reason to block me?
I don't want to fall for a woman like Erin again. That's what Frank said. Like you said, Frank is originally a serious person, and he deeply regrets getting involved with you. He even said that it's embarrassing to remember it now, and that it's become a shameful part of his past.
That's just ridiculous. Hey, please, Senior. Let's treat Jack for Frank.
I'm impressed that you still have the energy to say such nonsense at this point. Needless to say, the answer is no.
Why are you saying that? You wouldn't be happy if I returned the boyfriend you were dating? That you wouldn't be happy if the boyfriend that was taken from you came back?
That's not what I'm saying. I'm telling you, there's no way I would ever get back together with him, especially now that I know his true nature. Before you cling to me and say, I'll give him back, read the messages properly. Read every single word carefully. Otherwise, it's meaningless.
Then can't you somehow make it so I don't have to quit my job? It's not a joke if I have to quit my job for a guy like him.
That's too bad. But whether you quit or not, it doesn't matter. Your name was at the top of the list of candidates for layoffs next month.
Me? A candidate for layoffs? At the top? That's a joke, right?
To begin with, you've always been lazy at work. You're disliked by your colleagues, so I think it's inevitable that this happened. Well, in short, it's because of your bad behavior that this happened.
Everyone dislikes me? Me? This is too much.
Other people were also angry at your habit of stealing boyfriends that continued even at work, including Jack. There were a total of 6 people. You went too far. You committed the outrage of stealing 6 boyfriends, including Jack. Everyone knew about my engagement, but they got fed up with you and didn't even tell you. And when you stole Margarita's boyfriend in front of Jack, that was the final straw. Margarita was really angry. She said, I thought you were my subordinate, but I didn't expect you to be such a careless woman.
The chief was saying such things?
You were probably dreaming of stealing while thinking of yourself as the main character in your student days, right? But it's too bad. This is your reality, Erin.
This is my reality? This is impossible. My reality is at the bottom of this unhappiness. The days when I was happy and having fun with Jack and a luxurious lifestyle were all just dreams. It's a lie. It's a lie. This is just...
You keep saying that it's because of your bad behavior that this happened. And that's all I can say. But as a result, this time you were saved by your bad behavior. So just this once, I want to express my heartfelt gratitude to you. Thank you so much for saving me from that man.
No. I don't feel happy even if you thank me like that. What am I supposed to do? Even if I had a child with him. And even if we got married. No, if it is that crazy. Maybe his relationships with other women are pretty loose too. Maybe the child isn't even his.
No, you shouldn't underestimate his persistence that I mentioned earlier. I tried to escape by moving from one apartment to another, but he found my whereabouts with a detective-level investigation. I think he could find you no matter where you are. Well, anyway, since he has the nature of controlling a woman like this, I don't think he would have a relationship with multiple people.
What the heck? What are you going to do about this? It's all your fault, Senior. Please tell me those things when you introduce someone, I beg you.
Oh, I'm tired of repeating and explaining. Besides, I don't really have an obligation to tell you, do I? Just give it up already. Well, I keep saying it, but he's handsome, devoted, and good at his job. What more could you ask for? Well, that's if you can overlook his personality and his extravagance.
That's the biggest problem, isn't it? Hey, please seriously do something about it, Senior. This is not what I intended at all.
Even if you say that, I think you and Jack make a good match. I'm satisfied because I could thank you for the past makeup with Frank and even got engaged. If you also have the constraints of Jack, your bad habit of going after men will be corrected properly, won't it? Your parents, who were troubled by your bad habit, will also be relieved by this. Don't you think? This is the perfect happy ending. A marriage that will make everyone happy. Oh my, this is really great news. LOL. Let's both do our best to be happy from now on, okay?
This is not happy news at all. What am I supposed to do now?
I don't know about that. Even if I knew, I have no obligation to teach you, right? Well, do your best from now on, Erin Mommy. Well then, see you later.
Wait a minute. Please. No, please wait. I'm begging you. I really didn't mean for it to end up like this. This way I can't be the only one who's happy. It's actually hell. Please don't abandon me. Do something, please. Hello? Hello? The reply suddenly stopped coming. Did you block me? Please? I'm really begging you. Don't abandon me.
After that, I received a barrage of phone calls and emails from Erin, who had fallen into a panic when I decided to thoroughly ignore her and block her. She came to my apartment and began frantically ringing the doorbell, crying out my name. I called the police and had her taken away immediately. Next, Erin tried to retract her resignation letter that she had already submitted, but it was too late. While she was sending me triumphant messages, her resignation was accepted and she ended up quitting the company the following month. No colleagues mourned her departure. In fact, they looked relieved that she was gone. In a last-ditch effort, Erin tried to contact other men and escaped by relying on them. Unfortunately for her, Jack discovered her plan and destroyed her phone after taking it away from her. Additionally, Jack's debts had reached their limit, causing his credit card to be canceled. Finally, they couldn't even pay their rent, and they were evicted from the apartment they lived in. Despite getting married and becoming pregnant and losing her job, Erin couldn't hide her run. In the end, she had no choice but to rely on Jack and continue to live with him. She was then forced to live with her mother-in-law to help take care of the children. However, Jack's mother was even more possessive than he was, and she was a bad parent who doted on her son. Whenever they had an argument, she would immediately take Jack's side and join in, yelling at Erin and wearing her down both physically and mentally. Erin was completely worn out by this kind of life, but she couldn't hide. Recently, a friend saw her walking in tattered clothes, looking so haggard that she was unrecognizable. I thought, this is what happens when a woman who once had a reputation for being a homewrecker falls as low as she can go. Meanwhile, I married Frank and started a new life. Unlike Erin, our marriage was celebrated by our families and friends. Now that Erin is gone, Frank and I are living a happy and fulfilling life together.